Who the F** is Clark? Juju Watkins ignores Caitlin Clark and gives credit to Aya Wilson for WNBA growth. In a recent interview with Forbes, Juju Watkins, the standout freshman from USC, stirred up quite a conversation in the basketball community. Averaging an impressive 27 points per game, Watkins is not only making waves on the court but also off it. However, her recent comments about the WNBA's growth have raised eyebrows, particularly due to her decision to credit Aya Wilson for the league's success while seemingly ignoring Caitlin Clark, a player whose influence has been undeniable. Watkins is quickly becoming one of the hottest names in college basketball. As a freshman, her performance has been exceptional, and her potential seems limitless. She recently signed a significant nil deal with Forbes, indicating her rising star status even before entering the WNBA. While her on-court skills are commendable, her off-court decisions and statements are garnering just as much attention. During her interview, when discussing the growth of the WNBA, Watkins chose to highlight Aya Wilson as a pivotal figure. "I'm more of a player person, not really teams," she stated, emphasizing her admiration for Wilson's dominance on the court. Notably absent from her remarks was any mention of Caitlin Clark, who has been a focal point in women's basketball discussions due to her remarkable performances and increasing popularity. This omission is puzzling, especially considering Clark's significant role in enhancing the visibility of women's basketball. One might wonder why Watkins would overlook Clark, a player who has consistently broken viewership records and captivated audiences across the nation. Caitlin Clark's influence on women's basketball cannot be overstated. She has not only excelled in her college career, but has also emerged as a ratings powerhouse. In stark contrast to the WNBA Finals, which struggled to draw even 1 million viewers, Clark's games averaged over 1.14 million viewers, with some playoff games reaching as high as 2.54 million. This stark difference in viewership raises questions about Watkins' perspective on who is truly driving interest in women's basketball. The numbers tell a compelling story. While Aya Wilson is undoubtedly a talented player and an important figure in the WNBA, the data suggests that her impact on the league's growth pales compared to that of Caitlin Clark. Fans and analysts alike are beginning to see a divide in recognition between established WNBA stars and rising college talents like Clark and Watkins. It's important to note that Clark's influence extends beyond her scoring ability. Her style of play, characterized by long-range threes and creative passing, is transforming perceptions of women's basketball. She is attracting fans who may have never previously engaged with the sport, and her games are consistently sold out, creating an electric atmosphere that rivals major sporting events. Watkins' decision to overlook Clark raises questions about potential jealousy or rivalry among players. Some may speculate that this is a strategic move to keep the focus on current WNBA stars, but it could also reflect a deeper issue within the league. The reluctance of certain players to acknowledge Clark's contributions could be indicative of a broader trend where competition overshadows collaboration. This dynamic could have long-term implications for the future of women's basketball. If rising stars like Watkins feel the need to downplay the achievements of established players like Clark, it might create a rift that hinders the growth of the sport. As women's basketball continues to evolve, the contributions of players like Caitlin Clark cannot be ignored. Her impact is reshaping the landscape and setting new standards for what is possible in the sport. The question remains, will players like Juju Watkins recognize this influence, or will they continue to overlook it in favor of other narratives? Ultimately, the WNBA and its future stars must navigate these complexities carefully. The sport has made great strides in visibility and popularity, but the divide between players could threaten that progress. As we look ahead, it's crucial for emerging talents to acknowledge the contributions of those who have come before them, ensuring that the growth of women's basketball is a collective effort rather than a competitive one. In a rapidly changing landscape, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is not just a player, she's a game changer. As the conversation continues, it will be fascinating to see how players like Juju Watkins adapt and respond to the legacy that Clark is building.